Well, hey there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We've just watched Arsenal beat West Ham 2-1. A very good game, but absolutely gutted with the scoreline. But an excellent performance by West Ham. So, JP, your thoughts on the game, mate?
To be honest, this is one of the primary reasons why 3-5-2-1 doesn't work, unfortunately. Good performances overall. Very, very encouraging within about a couple of minutes before the end of the first half with Antonio's equaliser. Very encouraging movements from that. It was very frustrating, to say the least, that we weren't closing them down enough. We weren't pressing them enough in the first half. Just gave them acres of space. But to be fair, Arsenal did the same thing with us. You know, whenever either team had the ball, there was nobody anywhere near them up until towards the end of the first half. Good idea to bring on Masuaku as more of a winger. I know he was supposed to be the attacking fullback, but he looked more of a winger tonight. One of his better games I've seen him play for a while. But, mate, their first goal. How that is not ruled off for handball, I'll never know. I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think, well, to start with, I think, we limited their chances. And then, their first goal was their first real chance, wasn't it? That's the thing when you have good players like they have, they'll create something out of nothing. I mean, it was a great ball by Saka, wasn't it? The winger played in Aubameyang, and then a good cross to Lacazette, who was unmarked. I think that's the thing. I think on the whole, we defended pretty well tonight. I think the three at the back certainly suited us. In my opinion, I have to disagree with you. I think it suited us, especially with Fredericks and Masuaku as wing backs. I think that suits their game rather than playing as fullbacks. But
it does expose our centre backs, mate. That was the thing.
Well, yeah, I was going to come on to that. So, and that's the thing. If you can defend as well as you like, but if you lapse in concentration a couple of times, which we did, and that's what ended up in their goals.
But yeah, it was a fantastic, absolutely brilliant assist from Aubameyang. That was just, it was pitch perfect. As I said, the fact that the ball bounces off here is nearer the point is the most frustrating part of that entire move. Down to the fact that because it didn't go to VAR, did it? Or did it? I can't remember. I don't think it did.
No, I think they were just checking the offside more. Really.
Yeah, and and it was worrying. But as I said, the movement we did for Mikey's equaliser, perfect. Why we couldn't have done something like that earlier in the game, I don't know. But it was overall better than Saturday. And then obviously, of course, funny watching the guys walk out for the second half with Mikey literally walking past all the Arsenal players doing that. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's definitely encouraging. I do think. I mean, just talking about the first half again quickly. I don't know about you, Bill, but for me, that was a foul and a penalty again on Bowen. That was where who was it? I can't remember.
Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel was holding his arm back round like that, and he fell on the floor. If that was the other way around, mate, that's a penalty to Arsenal all day long.
Well, yeah, there was that one, and then there was the handball by Gabriel as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And about 33 minutes in, I think it was. So that's the thing. I mean, we did a preview the other day with Baz and James Rowe, and I said at the time that luck always seems to go against us at the Emirates, and you have to say that happened again tonight.
I'm quite a big. I quite like Michael Oliver. Out of all the referees in the Premier League, I like him. Let me rephrase it. I dislike him the least, shall we say?
No,
it was very that all of them were very inconsistent tonight. Very inconsistent. Given fouls to Arsenal when we weren't getting this, we weren't getting fouls on with exactly the same style of play. But as there's this smattering, shall we say, of offside for Nakaita's goal. It's very close.
Well, we'll just sum up the first half quickly, mate. So we talk about, our equaliser. I feared when they took the lead, it'd be an easy game for them. They'd get a second goal, possibly get a third, and then that'll be it. But to be fair to us, just before half time, obviously perfect timing. And as you mentioned earlier, mate, really good counter attack. Obviously started off with Fabianski and cleared to Fornals, great control, and then passed it in field to Souček. And then the problem with Arsenal, good for us, but the problem with Arsenal, Ceballos and Xhaka was so split. And then Souček ran into the space, played in Bowen, and then Fredericks, who was doing it all game, overlaps on the right-hand side. Really good cross. And Antonio, his predatory instincts, as you've shown after lockdown, he showed again tonight with a tap-in. And as I say, perfect timing. And that really was a catalyst for us to basically dominate the second half, wasn't it?
Completely. And I'm sure that everybody's mood lifted massively with that. What just to sum up the first half in the same sort of vein, I was worried that Moyes was setting up for a draw with how we were playing in the first half, and kind of to a degree, I think Arteta was kind of doing the same sort of thing because, like as we said earlier, about there wasn't that much pressure on either side for a lot of the first half, and then as I say, going into the second, better tempo from us, better movement. I said on my watch along that I guarantee Moyes should be going into the changing room saying, "Press them, give them less space. Don't show as much respect as you have in the first half." And that's pretty much how they came out and played. That I was very, very impressed with the fact that it was there for the taking. Even at one point, a few minutes before the Niketas goal, the commentators were saying West Ham are filling in confidence now because you could see it. We were playing better. Masuaku's ball control was better. I thought Fornals was brilliant throughout the majority of the game. I thought he played a lot better than we've seen him for a good few weeks. Again, possibly because he was bouncing around between the wing and the centre role position he can normally play. Very encouraging from us. But as I said, it's just. But yeah, your thoughts on the second goal, mate? Arsenal second, I should say.
Yeah. Well, I think again, I think like the first goal, we just switched off a little bit, and then good play from them. Again, another good ball by Saka, who wasn't in the game that much, but he was involved in both goals. Ceballos was very quiet tonight, but great run by him. Picked out Nketiah, and he's a goal poacher. Did well to keep himself onside. Looked like he was off, but he kept himself behind the ball. And he tucked it away. But yeah, absolutely gutted when that went in. And especially as we had the chances, mate, as well, where Antonio hit the bar and a couple of deflected efforts which could have gone in. And every time we got the ball in their box, it looked like something was going to happen. And for once, mate, we actually put crosses in the box on a regular basis. How many times?
And they connected as well.
Yeah, how many times have we said, we get the ball out wider, we're taking ages, get the ball in the box.
Yep.
And we did that tonight. The majority of the crosses were pretty good, actually. They found someone. So it was such a disappointment. And there was one stat that come up in the Sky coverage before they scored. I think we had 8 shots in the second half, and they had 1.
Sounds about right, yeah.
So, and we just, completely dominated. But doesn't matter who you play against, if you're ahead in the game, like dominating possession chance, you've got to score. And unfortunately, we didn't. I think one question I want to ask you, JP, is did David Moyes leave his subs too late?
100%, completely. I've got to disagree with you about Ceballos. Yes, all right, he wasn't in an attacking mood, but he dominated that midfield. He was absolutely brilliant for him in the midfield. He was setting up quite a lot of chances, but they didn't really connect with. But yeah, it was just I shouted for Yarmolenko to come on the 60th minute. Give him 40 minutes, run out. I don't agree. I can see his thinking why he took Bowen off and put Yarmolenko on. I don't like a like-for-like substitution in that regards. For me personally, it should have been Masuaku who often have Yarmolenko on and Bowen. But I think those two, we really need to see those two work together. I think that would have been good. The only issue I had with Yarmolenko is his decision-making, again, was just too slow. He watches the ball go past him and then think, right, I need to get it. And by the time he's thought that, the Arsenal players have connected on the ball and they're on the offensive again.
Yeah, and I certainly think Haller should have come on earlier as well.
Yep.
You know, when we had those chances, you
Mhm.
know, the opportunity to stick Haller up with Antonio, and I think, especially as we were winning a lot of headers, I think he would have fancied himself against the Arsenal's defence. He only had like what 2-3 minutes to have.
If that, mate, I mean,
Yeah. Just quickly, JP,
mhm.
before we wrap up. So, you know, obviously there was a change of formation tonight. Moyes went for like a 3-4-3, with, you know, Masuaka and Fredericks as wing backs. I mean,
Mm.
do you think that suited us tonight? I personally thought it did.
It did, but it didn't. As we mentioned earlier, it was exposing the centre backs.
Yeah.
Diop was worrying. Creswell played all right. Ogbonna was I thought Ogbonna played very well as well, but Diop's had 2 shaky games for us now.
And both goals come. I'm sorry to interrupt, mate, but both goals come down his channel.
Exactly, and this is what I'm saying about having the defensive line being exposed with the wing backs. The problem is, I mean, I can obviously see the thinking, but why the thinking behind trying to get Tarkovsky in, because I reckon it's going to try and replace Diop. The way he's been playing, he was a little bit shaky towards the end of last season as well for that month from the restart, and he seems to have continued on that. So I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's just the fact that, you know, team morale in the club is in general is just a lot lower. You know, you could see the players look pretty dejected when they first came out, and then obviously as we grew into the game, there was a lot more confidence from it. I just think Moyes left his substitutions way too late, way too late. Should have bought Yarmolenko on earlier. Should have bought, as you said, Allaire on earlier. I can understand with Anderson bringing him on as late as it was, just to give him a few minutes for a run out. I agree with that, but I just don't see how we can all see the second goal coming, and yet he brings on Allaire after we concede the second goal.
Yeah, totally.
No, it should have been the other way around. Totally the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think for me tonight, I think the amount of options we had on the ball was a lot better than last week.
Yep.
You know, last week Cresswell would have the ball, he had no one to pass in front of him. He had to pass sideways or backwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot more running from deep. My chance to be created was a lot more than last week. So I think, obviously, disappointed with the result, but I think the performance was such an improvement last week. There was barely any positives whatsoever last week. So just in terms of going forward, obviously you've got difficult fixtures to come. So what confidence and what things did you take from tonight that we can take forward in the next few games?
Love the fact that we saw a different Rice in comparison to this time last week.
Back on it, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, you know, some of the what was it? There was a towards the end of about 3/4 of the way through the second half. He did a fantastic challenge on Willian when he pretty much, if I remember right, he pretty much turned Diop, and he ran straight. Rice ran straight through, and took the ball from him before he went to strike. It's just like, that's leading by example completely, totally. So maybe being the captaincy has given him the boost that he's needed. As I said, I can't think of anybody bar the players we've already talked about that had a bad game, other than those two, really. But yeah, lot of confidence. If we take that to Wolves next Sunday, I think we'll have a better game, and we're still going to lose, mate. I mean, it's Wolves, and they're pushing for Europe even now, right in the start.
Yeah,
you know, so but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be. My heart is saying that we're going to get a point against Wolves, because I think we're just going to keep them at bay.
Yeah, well, I hopefully so, mate. Well, thanks for joining us again, mate. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. Good to see you on.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to us, follow us on the socials, and let us know your thoughts of the game in the comments below. It'd be great to read those. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Definitely subscribe, guys, because these guys deserve more than 161 subscribers. I've been saying it to you for what, at least a year now. You need way better subscribers than you currently got. Subscribe to the channel. Very good content. Brilliant stuff.
Much appreciated, mate. See you later.